Now that you are familiar with the inspection sequence for a Hollywood jumper, the sequence for a combat equipped jumper will now be discussed. The inspection sequence for a combat equipped jumper is the same as for a Hollywood equipped jumper, down to the waistband. Turn and face your jumper and insert your right hand, fingers and thumb extended and joined, fingertips pointed downward, palm facing towards you, the jump master, from top to bottom, behind the chest strap, next to where it is sewn to the right main lift web. Lean to the jumper's right side. Insert the left hand, fingers and thumb extended and joined, fingertips pointing skyward, palm facing you, the jump master, from bottom to top, behind the waistband, next to where it is sewn to the pack tray. Look at the waistband where it is sewn to the pack tray to ensure it is secured to the pack tray by a box X stitch with at least 50% of the stitching present. Trace the waistband forward, ensure it is not twisted, cut, or frayed, or been misrouted behind the horizontal backstrap and is routed over the right main lift web and under the right equipment ring. Continue tracing the waistband forward until the right waistband retainer rests in the palm of the left hand. Leave the left hand in place. Remove the right hand and insert it, fingers and thumb extended and joined, fingertips pointing skyward, palm facing the jump master, outside and around the left adjustable equipment ring attaching strap, behind the reserve parachute, so that the left waistband retainer rests in the palm of the right hand. Now make fingertip to fingertip contact and conduct a physical inspection to ensure the waistband is not twisted, cut, or frayed and has been routed through both waistband retainers. Leave the right hand in place and remove your left hand from behind the reserve parachute. Place it palm facing the reserve parachute on the left pack closing flap. Completely remove the right hand from behind the reserve parachute and with the right forearm push out on the lead edge of the modular airborne weapons case for the first time. Look at the waistband to ensure it is not twisted, cut, or frayed and has been properly routed over the left main lift web and under the left equipment ring. With the right hand, grasp the trail edge of the modular airborne weapons case and pull it forward. With the right hand, fingers and thumb extended and joined, fingertips pointing skyward, palm facing the jump master, insert it from bottom to top behind the metal adjuster. Remove the left hand from the left pack closing flap of the reserve parachute and insert the index and middle fingers from top to bottom into the quick release formed by the waistband. Ensure it is no more than 3 fingers, no less than 2, and it is not a false quick release. Remove the index and middle fingers from the quick release and with the index finger and thumb pinch off the free running end of the waistband where it emerges from the metal adjuster. Trace the free running end of the waistband, ensure it is not cut, torn, or frayed and is easily accessible to the jumper until the fingers fall off the end. Place the left hand, palm facing the reserve parachute, back on the left pack closing flap of the reserve parachute and look at the right hand and the waistband adjuster panel. With the right hand, trace the waistband adjuster panel back, ensuring that it is not twisted, cut, or frayed and has not been misrouted behind the horizontal backstrap to where it is sewn to the pack tray. Ensure it's properly secured to the pack tray by a box X stitch with at least 50% of the stitching present. Completely remove the right hand from behind the waistband adjuster panel. With the right forearm, push out on the lead edge of the modular airborne weapons case for the second time. The modular airborne weapons case will be inspected in its entirety prior to inspecting the reserve parachute. The inspection of the modular airborne weapons case begins with its point of attachment, the snap shackle. Look at the snap shackle to ensure it is the outermost item of equipment on the left equipment ring and the opening gate is facing the jumper. With the right thumb and index finger, rotate the snap shackle a quarter of a turn so the opening gate is facing towards the jumper. Conduct a visual inspection of the locking pin to ensure it is fully seated. Conduct a visual inspection to ensure the yellow safety lanyard is present and is secured to the appropriate snap fastener. Now with your right hand, form a fist, leaving your index finger exposed, and place it on the adjusting strap where it is attached to the snap shackle. Trace down the adjusting strap, ensuring that it is properly routed through all of the pouch attachment ladder system webbing until you come in contact with the friction adapter. Leave your right index finger in place and visually inspect for proper routing, ensuring the adjusting strap is routed through the friction adapter from top to bottom, then routed up over the bottom and under the top to keep the adjusting strap from slipping. Visually inspect to ensure as much of the excess webbing of the adjusting strap is stowed under the pouch attachment ladder system webbing as possible. Note, you must ensure the excess webbing of the adjusting strap is not routed over the snap shackle. Once satisfied with your inspection, continue tracing down the inside of the modular airborne weapons case until your right index finger naturally falls off the end. With the right hand, form a knife-cutting edge, fingers and thumb extended and joined, palm facing skyward, fingertips pointing towards the jumper, and trace from front to rear along the bottom of the modular airborne weapons case until your hand falls off the rear to ensure the muzzle of the weapon is not protruding. Then, with the palm of your right hand, gently lift up on the base of the adjustable nose cone to ensure that the nose cone securing straps are tightened and the hook and pile tape is properly secured. Place the right index finger on the quick release buckle at the bottom of the closing flap and visually inspect to ensure the compression strap has been properly routed through the vertical nylon equipment hanger and the quick release buckle is free of all crack components and is properly secured. Then visually inspect to ensure the free running end of the compression strap has been routed back through the vertical nylon equipment hanger and is secured in the webbing retainer. Trace up the slide fastener to ensure it is secured with all teeth engaged until you make contact with the second set of quick release buckles. Conduct the same visual inspection. Now continue tracing the slide fastener until you make contact with the slide fastener and tab thong. Leave your index finger in place and conduct a visual inspection of the upper spring stop to ensure that the spring portion is present and serviceable. With the right index finger, form a hook and insert it from back to front into the window created in the tab thong portion of the slide fastener and tab thong, and gently pull up on the slide fastener and tab thong to ensure it is secured by the snap fastener and the upper tie-down tape is properly routed through it. Now, with the right hand, form a knife-cutting edge, fingers and thumb extended and joined, palm facing the modular airborne weapons case, and trace down from the top approximately 10 to 12 inches and give it a sharp slap, feeling for the forward assist of the M4 or M16 series rifle or the charging handle of the M249 saw. With the right index finger and thumb, pinch off the bow knot of the upper tie-down tape on the lead edge of the modular airborne weapons case. Visually inspect to ensure that the upper tie-down tape is properly routed behind the vertical nylon equipment hanger through the small window in the tab thong portion of the slide fastener and tab thong, and is properly routed around the modular airborne weapons case through the small cutaway portion of the equipment ring from bottom to top and is secured by a single or double loop bow knot. With the left hand, palm facing the reserve parachute, grasp the carrying handle. This concludes the inspection of the modular airborne weapons case. Inspect the reserve parachute in the same manner as if it were on a Hollywood jumper all the way down to the command of hold. You will begin the inspection of the integrated harness single point release, starting with the adjustable equipment ring attaching straps. These are like items of equipment, so either one can be inspected first. However, for this talk-through, we will begin with the right adjustable equipment ring attaching strap. Simultaneously, with both hands, form fists with your index fingers exposed. Place your index fingers on top of the snap hooks of the adjustable equipment ring attaching straps. Leave your right hand in place. Focus your attention on your left hand. Conduct a visual inspection to ensure that the snap hook is not bent, cracked, corroded, or distorted out of shape, and the opening gate is facing toward the jumper. With the index finger of your left hand, plug the opening gate one time to ensure that it is properly secured to the right equipment ring, it has spring tension, and it has not been reversed. With your left thumb, flip the free running end of the right adjustable equipment ring attaching strap out of the way. Place your left index finger on the black intermittent stitching on the front of the right adjustable equipment ring attaching strap, just below the snap hook. Trace down the right adjustable equipment ring attaching strap, ensuring it is not twisted, cut, or frayed until contact is made with the yellow attaching loop. Trace down the color-coded attaching loops to ensure that they are not twisted, cut, or frayed. Ensure that the white attaching loop is routed from bottom to top through the yellow attaching loop, that the green attaching loop is routed from bottom to top through the white attaching loop, that the red attaching loop is routed from bottom to top through the green attaching loop, and is routed from bottom to top through the grommet on the female portion leg strap release assembly. Continue tracing until the index finger of your left hand rests on the single box X stitch of the release handle cross strap. Look at the release handle cable where it emerges from the release handle cross strap. Ensure the release handle cable is routed through the red attaching loop and is secured in the cable loop retainer. Leave your left index finger in place and with your right hand conduct the same inspection on the left adjustable equipment ring attaching strap until your right index finger rests on the single box X stitch of the release handle cross strap. Now focus your attention on the release handle. Leave your left index finger in place, and with the right index finger and thumb, index finger on top, thumb on the bottom, lift up gently on the release handle. Ensure the release handle and release handle cable are properly routed between the two plies of the release handle cross strap, that they are secured by the hook and pile tabs, they have not been reversed, and are not upside down. Now form a hook with your right index finger and insert it from outside to inside and gently lift up on the release handle lanyard to ensure it is no more than 1/2 twist, it is not cut, frayed, or misrouted around the equipment retainer strap of the release handle cross strap. Place your right index finger back on the single box X stitch of the release handle cross strap. Visually inspect to ensure that the equipment retainer straps are properly routed through the air item routing channels inside the air item stowage pocket. Simultaneously with both hands, trace down the equipment retainer straps, ensuring they are not twisted, cut, or frayed, and both equipment retainer straps are routed through the same number of air item routing channels until your fingers rest on top of the friction adapters, behind the 2 to 3 finger quick releases of the equipment retainer straps. Simultaneously, you will inspect the 2 to 3 finger quick release by placing the index and middle finger of each hand, palm facing you, on the outside of the quick releases. Visually inspect the free running ends of the equipment retainer straps to ensure that they are S-folded or accordion folded, never rolled, and are secured by 1 turn of masking tape or 2 turns of retainer band, one or the other, never both, and they are not secured to the quick releases. With the index fingers of each hand, lightly tap the free running ends of the equipment retainer straps to ensure that they are secure. Secure the sides of the Molle 4000 and hold it up to eye level. Conduct a visual inspection to ensure the equipment retainer straps are routed through the friction adapter stowage pockets, the V-shaped load lifters on top of the pack, and behind the Molle 4000 frame. Furthermore, ensure that the adjustable shoulder carrying straps are routed through the carrying handle. Hold the Molle 4000 up to the jumper and issue the command, hold. Simultaneously place the index fingers of both hands on the equipment retainer straps where they re-emerge from under the Molle 4000. Now with both hands, trace down the equipment retainer straps, ensuring they are not twisted, cut, or frayed. They form an X configuration on the back of the Molle 4000 pack, bypass the girth hitch of the hook pile tape lowering line, and continue to trace the equipment retainer straps until contact is made with the Molle 4000 frame. Leave your index fingers in place and conduct a visual inspection of the equipment retainer straps to ensure they are properly routed through the air item routing channels. With the thumb and index fingers of each hand, form an O around the base of the adjustable shoulder carrying straps. Simultaneously pull out to ensure they are properly secured to the Molle 4000. Visually inspect the free running ends of the adjustable shoulder carrying straps to ensure they are S-folded or accordion folded, never rolled, and are secured with either 1 turn of masking tape or 2 turns of retainer bands, one or the other, never both. With the index fingers of each hand, lightly tap the free running ends of the adjustable shoulder carrying straps to ensure they are secured. Place the left hand in the small of your back and place the right index finger on the hook pile tape lowering line just to the left of the girth hitch. You will visually inspect to ensure the girth hitch is properly routed north to south, south to north, but never east to west. With your right index finger, trace the hook pile tape lowering line, ensuring that it is properly routed over the left adjustable shoulder carrying strap until you make contact with the first set of hook pile tabs. Visually inspect to ensure the hook pile tabs are present and secured and there are no S-folds protruding from the end of the retainer flap. Continue to inspect down the retainer flap, ensuring that it is secured to the Molle 4000 frame by 2 sets of girth hitch retainer bands on either end of the retainer flap. Continue to trace down until you make contact with the second set of hook pile tabs. Once again, ensure they are present and secured and that there are no S-folds protruding from the end of the retainer flap. Continue to trace the hook pile tape lowering line until your index finger disappears behind the modular airborne weapons case. Visually inspect to ensure the hook pile tape lowering line is properly routed between the main body of the modular airborne weapons case and the attachment strap. Leave your right index finger in place. Route your left hand over your right forearm and secure the trail edge of the modular airborne weapons case and pull it forward. Make a mental note of where your right index finger is. Remove your right index finger and place it back on the hook pile tape lowering line on the back side of the modular airborne weapons case where it just was. Continue to trace the hook pile tape lowering line, ensuring it is not routed through the carrying handle until you make contact with the ejector snap. With the right thumb, press in on the activating lever to ensure that it is properly seated over the ball detent and it is free of all foreign matter that will keep it from completely seating, and that the opening gate is facing the jumper and is secured to the triangle link. Turn the ejector snap 1/4 turn away from the jumper to ensure that the small tooth is present. Visually inspect the yellow safety lanyard to ensure that it is present, serviceable, and it has not been wired, tied, or taped down. Now drop both hands and move back to the front of the jumper and issue the command of squat. Insert the index and middle finger of each hand from outside to inside behind the leg straps below the universal parachuter's recovery bag where the natural pocket is formed. Simultaneously slide both hands back toward the saddle to ensure the leg straps are not crossed. Leave the right hand in place. With the left hand, trace the right leg strap up. Ensure it is not twisted, cut, or frayed until contact is made with the right leg strap retainer. Now remove the left index and middle finger and reinsert them just above the right leg strap retainer, and trace up the right leg strap to ensure it is not twisted, cut, or frayed, and the excess webbing is properly routed behind the leg strap retainer and is secured in the webbing retainer until contact is made with the quick fit V-ring. With the thumb, press in on the activating lever of the ejector snap to ensure it is properly seated over the ball detent and is free of foreign matter that would keep it from completely seating. Leave the left hand and thumb in place and look at the left leg strap. With the right hand, conduct the same inspection of the left leg strap. Once you have skin to metal contact, you may remove your right hand and use your right forearm to lift up and out on the modular airborne weapons case. Then place your right thumb on the activating lever of the ejector snap. Now leave both hands and thumbs in place. Rock back on your heels and conduct a visual inspection to ensure that the universal parachuter's recovery bag is present, that neither leg strap retainer is cut or frayed more than 50%, and the folded portions are facing skyward. Once satisfied with the inspection, stand up in front of your jumper. Secure the sides of the Molly 4000 and issue the command of recover. With the right hand, grasp the universal static line snap hook, ensuring that the spring opening gate is facing toward the jumper. Open the right hand and let the universal static line snap hook rest in the palm. Place the left index finger on the girth hitch of the universal static line modified. Ensure the girth hitch has not been reversed and the green ID marking thread is present. Place the left index finger in the vicinity of the rivet pin, ensuring you do not cover it, and to ensure that it is present and free of rust and corrosion. With the right hand, re-grasp the universal static line snap hook and hold it perpendicular to the reserve parachute with the spring opening gate facing toward the jumper. With the left index finger and thumb, index finger on top, thumb on bottom, palm facing the jumper, grasp the universal static line modified at the end of the double sewn portion. Rotate the universal static line modified down and to the jumper's right and push it toward the universal static line snap hook. Visually inspect inside the girth hitch to ensure it is free of all cuts, frays, and burns. With the right index finger or thumb, push the girth hitch back toward the universal static line snap hook and again visually inspect inside the girth hitch for any cuts, frays, or burns. Now redress the girth hitch down around the narrow portion of the universal static line snap hook. Since the universal static line modified is routed over the left shoulder, with the left index finger and thumb, form an O around the universal static line modified just above the universal static line snap hook. You will still see metal. Now drop the right hand. Raise the left hand up and tilt your O towards you, simultaneously inspecting the Universal Static Line Modified as it passes through the O to ensure it is free of all cuts, frays, or burns. Now raise the left hand as high as it can go, or until you feel resistance, and issue the jumper the command, turn. Once the jumper has completed the turn, the left hand should have been raised high enough so as to keep the Universal Static Line Modified tight between the left hand and the first stow. Place the index finger or index and middle finger of the right hand behind the Universal Static Line Modified below the left hand, making skin-to-skin contact. Continue the inspection in the same manner as a Hollywood jumper all the way to the command of bend, and you have traced the horizontal backstrap across the small of the jumper's back. Now withdraw the right hand from behind the horizontal backstrap and reinsert it from top to bottom behind the horizontal backstrap and behind the waistband adjuster panel. Trace the horizontal backstrap down to where it reemerges from the left main lift web. Trace up the horizontal backstrap, ensuring it is not twisted, cut, or frayed until you make contact with the upper tie-down tape. Keep your right hand in place. Visually inspect to ensure the upper tie-down tape is constructed of one turn of 1/4-inch cotton webbing, is not cut, frayed, burned, or excessively worn, and is girth hitched to the horizontal backstrap below the excess webbing. Furthermore, ensure that the upper tie-down tape is properly routed around the modular airborne weapons case. Continue tracing up the horizontal backstrap, ensuring it is not twisted, cut, frayed, the excess webbing is secured in its webbing retainer, and nothing has been misrouted behind it until you make skin-to-skin contact with the left hand. The remainder of the inspection continues in the same manner as a Hollywood jumper all the way to the command of recover.